morning and welcome to episode 6 of Netherwood TV on Friday 16th of October. I'm Ripley.
And I'm Cullen, and we're both senior prefects.
In today's episode, we will hear from Mrs. Priest, who has a short message for you all.
We will also hear some announcements from our Year 8 and Year 9 students.
As well as hearing from student shoutouts from your teachers.
It's time to hear from Mrs. Priest, who has a short message for everyone.
Hello to you all. My name is Mrs. Priest. I am a science teacher here at Netherwood and an assistant principal. I have met many of you, either through teaching or at lunchtime or in the corridors as we pass each other. I'd like to say a massive thank you to all of you who have made me very welcome and often speak to me about what they have been up to and lessons that they enjoy, etc. I've only been at Netherwood for just over a month, and in such a short time I have had opportunities and privilege really to pop into lessons and see many of you working and determined and striving to do well, which is brilliant. My message links very nicely on from Mr. Bennett's from last week when he talks about trying your best and asking yourself the question, could it have been a bit better, that piece of work, etc. Those of you who know me know I have a little girl and she absolutely adores reading. We often read 2 to 3 books in an evening. At the moment, she has a particular favourite, and I'm hoping through the clues you might be able to guess what this book is called. It was also one that I loved when I was young. In the story, there's a particular quote, and the quote has always stuck with me, and it is, you are capable of much more than you actually know. In this story, there is a witch called Glinda. She's a very kind witch, and she talks to a little girl called Dorothy. And she says this quote, you are capable of more than you actually know. It actually means you're able to exceed your own expectations and expectations of others. So in other words, my message is, please put that extra effort in, that 100%, that tiny extra little bit over the top, and aim high. You are capable, every one of you here at Netherwood, of more, so just put that little extra in. Many thanks for listening, and it's not long till October half term. Bye-bye.
Now on to some notices from Mrs. Kershaw and Mr. Batchelor in Year 8.
The FA Cup attendance draw for next week has been drawn, and you will see on screen which will be against in the second round. The winners from last week's draw were EVR, CSN, NSM, EGR and JFL.
Well done to NSM for 100% attendance last week. Keep up the good work.
The Year 8 team would also like to say a massive well done to ARO, who are the most improved forms in terms of achievement points this week. Keep it up.
A big shout out to the following 10 students who have gained 0 behaviour points and over 120 achievement points since the start of the year. A very well done to you all. This is a massive achievement.
Next up, we have some Year 9 messages from Miss Wharton.
Well done to LAL for having this week's highest CS points.
Another huge well done goes to Rear K for remaining the reigning champion in Year 9 for having the most CS points in the year group. Can anyone knock her off the top spot?
It's a final of Year 9 FA Cup. Good luck to both GIN and LAL.
And finally, congratulations to HF for winning Mr. Bennett's SLT challenge. You are officially the most respectful form in Year 9.
Well done to all the winners.
Now we have some announcements and shout-outs for Year 11 students.
Mr. Utley would like to send a huge congratulations to Mr. Slacksfarm, who achieved 100% attendance last week.
Mr. Utley would like to give a shout-out to the following students in his performing arts class: Corey, Tammy, Beth, Emma and Talia for demonstrating high levels of resilience, Megan, Jodie and Daniel for polished performances.
Mr. Marshall would like to give a shout out to 11E4 for their amazing continued hard work and the amazing attitude towards learning in maths.
Miss Oates would like to say massive well done to her dance class for working hard on their routines so they are ready for their assessment next week.
Mrs. Hampstead would like to congratulate Lucy G, Ruby H, Megan C and Jodie H for always working to an excellent level and being perfect students.
We are heading over to Miss Wilson now to find out more about World Food Week.
Hi Hi, so I'm Miss Wilson, I'm Head of Food at Netherwood. Hopefully you've all, with your form teachers, been looking at World Food Week. I sent a PowerPoint for your form teachers to look at with you. I have to be honest, I didn't know very much about it before. It's not something that I've done. It's really showing you the messages about different forms of starvation all over the world, but really made me think and aware of what we're going through at the moment in our area. Not something that we really talk about, starvation in our country, and it definitely is an issue at the moment. There will be people at Netherwood, people in our communities who are really struggling to put food on tables. If all it does is just make you think, number one, how lucky you are if you are being fed at the moment and you're getting all the food that you like and you enjoy and that's keeping you healthy and giving you energy. But number two, if there is anybody that you can think about that's perhaps not as lucky as you, what could you do to help them? Have a little think over the weekend. Some simple things. Over lockdown, I was doing food gifts for some of my neighbours, and I know they appreciated that. I was baking. I don't do baking, but I was doing some baking. Supermarkets, I know in Morrison's, Mrs Oates has told me that they're doing some lovely little bags that you can pick up and buy, and then they're put into a food bank for a very small amount of money. So if you've got that spare cash, that would be a really good way. I know we work with the food banks as well. I know Mrs Hancock's done that in the past. So just have a little mindful think over the weekend. What could you actually do to help people who are a little bit less fortunate or struggling? And if you are one of those people, there's lots of us here that will listen to you, and hopefully we can help you. Thank you.
Now on to some general school news and student shout-outs.
Your teachers have sent in names of students they think deserve a special mention this week.
Miss Campion would like to say a huge well done to Jessica A and Temperance in Year 8 for dancing their hearts out, and Bailey D and Aaron S in Year 7 for a great start to badminton.
Miss Capel wants to give a shout out to the following students: Finley, Lucas and Evie in 7 RHA for their super concentration skills, Tegan and Christian in 9 LOA for their contributions to discussions, and Bradley, Amber, Joe, Aidan and Oliver in 10 CSM for the highest scores in their electricity test this week.
Also, a big shout out to Isabel G in Year 10, who has taken part in the South Lincolnshire online dance competition. Isabel competed against other dancers in her age group and achieved the following marks out of 100 her new routines: lyrical 92, ballet 92, song and dance 93 and tap 94. These are amazing results, well done.
Remember that next week is a week A, so make sure you know when to bring your PE kit in.
Thank you for watching Netherwood TV. See you next week for the next episode.